I like this top.
Thank you. It's a dress.
It's a dress. Yeah. Yay.
Well, hello
So,
there. Long time no talk. It's Happy New Year.
well, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Um, so I have two recent ghost stories.
Okay.
All right. One, I went to find my sex toy, and my ghost has disappeared with it.
With your sex toy?
With my favorite vibrator. Yeah.
What is a ghost gonna do with a vibrator?
I have no idea.
I guess ghosts have needs too.
He's playing. And then the other night, I went to get up. I was laying in bed and I was so tired. And I was like, so I got up to go turn off the kitchen light. And before I even got out of my bedroom, the light turned off.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. And so the ghost had turned my light off, which
I
I
don't
thought
know.
was
That's kind of a
pretty.
good thing. That was nice because then you
Yeah,
don't
I
have to get
thought
up
that
and
was
turn
a
it off.
very nice thing. I thought it was like, I was like, thank you. And I went to bed. I thought it was very considerate.
It was.
That was very considerate.
I'm
So
trying to
yeah.
put in a smart light switch, but my partner is like, no, we're not doing that. So
Oh
if
really?
if I could borrow your
You don't want to do
ghost,
it? Clap on, clap off.
that's what I told him. I was like, I would like to be able to be like, clap on, clap off.
Uh huh.
He's like, the light switch is only a few feet away. You can get up and turn it off. And I'm like, it would just be so nice to be like, Alexa.
She's listening to you.
I know. Alexa, stop. Gotta tell her to stop being
Oh
nosy.
hi, Alex. Hello, Kev. Hello, Australia. Um, yeah, I don't have I mean, I have Siri, but I only ask Siri one question every day. What's the temperature? That's it.
That's so funny because that's what we do. We always check the weather with Alex, with Alexa and Siri.
Yeah, I only do it first thing in the morning before I take Gigi out, so I know what to
Oh,
wear.
how is Gigi?
She's asleep. She's over here in the bed.
Oh,
There you go, right there.
oh, she's sleeping.
Yeah. So.
I need to go see her. She'd be so excited. Her and
She would.
Thomas. Thomas would
Oh.
just be like, "Oh, hey, hey, girl, hey, it's you again."
Yeah.
So, what's the weather like out there?
It's 72 degrees.
What?
Yeah, 72. It's like 80 today.
Oh, I'm so jealous. It's still
So
in
the
the 30s and 40s here.
oof, I'm jealous. Every time I have a hot flash, I want to move to Alaska.
Where you have 16 hours of either daylight or nightlight
Well, that
or
part I probably wouldn't like, but
darkness.
anyway. So, what ghost story do you have? What's the recent ghost story for you?
I don't have any. Nothing exciting is
What?
happening in my life.
I was
Well, my
talking.
song came out last week, so that's it,
I
but
like that.
I'm
I
not
like the
actually
song.
on it. It was just a
Uh huh.
song that was made for me, so that came out last week. So that's exciting.
Yeah, let me see the nails. They're
Oh,
black. I love black.
no,
No?
they're kind of like a plum color. So what happened was there was a gel color that was like a black with pink glitter on it. So it was kind of like I didn't want just black and I didn't want just glitter. So I thought, well, I'll
Mm.
just mix the two. Well, she didn't have it anymore, so she tried to duplicate it with the black and then this purple glitter, and it didn't really work. All it did is make it look plum.
I have.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that.
Well, it's the one that it's the mood, so it changes color when it gets cold.
Yeah.
So, yeah. More ghost stories. Okay, let's see. I thought of a ghost story the other day. I thought I hadn't told recently. Um, I've been like, I'm so addicted to watch those ghost stories on TV, which I cannot watch because then my ghosts get active.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when you said something about going live, I was watching Kindred Spirits.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, I'll pause that so I can go live with Sam.
Oh, okay. So when I was with my ex Valentino, the female ghost who is usually like she throws things at me at the kitchen. She hates me every Halloween. She ruined a toaster oven. She threw a toaster oven off the fridge and onto my head. She missed. But I mean she's very violent towards me. She loved Valentino and now she's nice. She'd whisper to him in the bathroom.
What did
Like
she say
what
to him?
I don't know what she said to him, but it's so fucking. I know most people would be afraid or something like that. Not me. I laugh. You know. Anyway, so he's changing up my shower head, and I'm sitting on the toilet, and we're just talking. So all of a sudden, like this third voice, like in between us, starts whispering to him, and his eyes get like this big, and I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. The whispering still going on. It's a female whispering. Right? And he's looking at me. My lips are not moving, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
You didn't tell him?
He knew the little boy ghost. The little boy ghost would show himself to him. And I have more stories about the little boy. But she's always been violent towards me, and she usually shows up only in October. So it was like weird that she was here, and she was just whispering sweet little nothings in his ear, and he's like, "Are you fucking with me?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "How can I hear this female whispering and your mouth is not moving?" And I mean, literally, I knew it was my female ghost, and all I could do was laugh. But she had the biggest crush on him, the biggest crush. And then one
Aww.
time, I was in the living room sitting on the couch, and he was in the bathroom brushing his teeth, and I heard her whispering to him again.
Always in the bathroom. It's like she's trying to catch him naked.
Yeah, like she's like, "I got you in the bathroom. This is us time. This is our time."
Right.
And so he came out and he looked at me. The look on his face was like, "You're fucking with me again."
You think?
And I'm like, "It's not me, baby." But
Oh
the
my.
look on his face
Right.
was,
Priceless.
oh my
Absolutely
God. She
priceless.
loved him. Oh, that's too funny. Wyoming, Colorado. Ghost Hate Wyoming is too windy. They'll blow away. That is too funny. Oh my God. It was just like the look on his face. But anyway, I was talking to one of my neighbors and he was telling me a Thomas story.
Oh
He
my
lived,
goodness. What has Thomas done now?
okay, well, he lives on the third floor, one doorway over, breezeway over. So he lives on the third floor. And Thomas used to go and hang out in his apartment with his cat. Right? And I asked him, I was like, I just had a feeling about the little boy ghost. And I'm like, do y'all have a little boy ghost in your apartment? Because I know he's with the apartment complex. He doesn't stay here all the time. He used to mess with the blinds at night. And I'm like, we gotta let me sleep. So, and then he showed himself to Valentino several times. And he goes, we hear a kid's footsteps playing all the time. And he goes, in fact, it was so bad that one of the ladies on the bottom floor posted a note on all the doors about letting their people's kids run loose in the apartment. And he goes, and none of us have kids. And I'm like, that's that little boy.
Wow.
I mean, I know he comes and visits me occasionally, but not that often. But I just had a feeling, and I asked him, I was like, do you have ghosts in your apartment? And he goes, well, we hear these little kids' feet running, and I know it's that little boy. I want to say his name is Peter,
Peter?
and he's about 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
So there's that one. Like he showed it to my ex. Like he was playing peekaboo with Valentino. Of course, then he had the woman whisper in his ears. It's
And
no
you
wonder.
wonder.
It's no wonder I can't keep boyfriends.
Right.
And then I was brushing my teeth the other day, and I hear click, click, click of the nails, and then I felt a lick on the back of my leg. And I was like, well, thank you, Gigi. And I turned around and there was no Gigi. And so I went and looked, and Gigi's in my bed. And so I realized it was Edna who passed during COVID.
I remember Edna. I met Edna.
Yeah, so Edna had come and looked on my leg.
Oh,
Just say she still loves me. So she's still with me.
oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Because Gigi's nails don't click on the floor. Her nails aren't long like Edna's were.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, so yeah. So
But
I
I
heard
do
the
remember
nail.
when Edna would walk. She
Yeah.
had, yeah. Oh, okay.
And like I mean Gigi, I don't hear that with Gigi, so I was just like I was like, of course it was Edna.
Well, Gigi's pretty quiet. The only thing that you hear is the collar.
Right. The cling cling. Yeah.
Yeah. If
And I had
Gigi
that
didn't
on
have the
purpose
collar,
so I
you
know
wouldn't
she
hear
had it
her.
all the time. Yeah. So yeah, it was just
Or you'd
like
only hear if she was like super excited and she does the panting.
yeah. And she sings.
Oh my gosh.
So Ghostbusters, I wish they were real, just like the movie. Alex, ghosts are very much real for me. I don't know about you, but ghosts are real for me all the time. And then one time, Platinum, I was moderating one of her cam shows, and I told her she had a ghost, and everything went black. I knew immediately when she got a ghost.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Yeah, so I knew when you got a ghost. And you were always like, I want to go haunted houses. And I'm like,
I
not me.
say that, but I actually don't go because the only really like the only real haunted thing that I ever did is I went to the haunted asylum in Savannah, Georgia, and it was creepy. It was
No,
super
there's no
creepy, and
way.
I feel like there's just some things you don't do and that you don't play with like other like I don't do Ouija boards and like all that kind of stuff. Like I feel like you're just
Well,
asking
I
for
mean, the
trouble.
female ghost I have is because of a shoot I did with Angelina at a house.
You
And I
told me
knew there was,
about that.
yeah. So I don't go to haunted houses. I don't go to any place like that because I seem to collect them. Like they will follow me home and live with me. So I mean, my main ghost, David, has been with me for 20 something odd years. So and he's moved from state to state to state. So there's no way I'm going to any place where they may have crazy fucking ghosts or demons. I was talking to a male cammer and a guy who cams on Chatterbait, and he told me the story about getting shot and stuff, and I'm like, that was a demon. Like I just knew. I mean, he told me the story, and I was like, that was a demon. And I mean, and the bullet barely missed his penis and got him in the leg. And I was like, that was a demon. And I'm like, do you still have the bullet? He goes, oh yeah. And I'm like, you need to get that out of your house. I mean, like it was at nighttime, so I had him put it in salt. And by morning, the bullet had rose halfway up the glass, even with the salt. Nobody had touched it. And I'm like, you need to get that out of your house. Like he was going to keep the bullet as a souvenir. I'm like, that still has the demon energy attached to it. You needed to get it out of your home.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah. I mean, I just knew, but the story he told me and all the things, I'm like, that's a very powerful demon. You need to get it out.
To think somebody almost shut off his penis.
He had this lady staying with him and they were doing cam shows together and the demon was attached to her. I just feel it. You know, when people tell me stories, I feel it. Like when you got a ghost, I knew it immediately because of our friendships. And I was just like, she has a demon attached to her. And she's like, it was late at night and his dog was barking. So he went outside because she was like, and he took his gun and the gun dropped or something like that. It accidentally, anyway, gun accidentally went off, hit the ground, it came back up, the bullet did, and barely missed his Johnson. It took out, yeah.
I don't know what he was more scared of.
Well, he was like, he almost died. And like, she was in the
Well,
house
yeah.
howling. She wouldn't even come out. She barely came out. And then she didn't even like call the police or anything. He had to call the ambulance. And he barely made it. But I was like, he had the safety on. So there's no reason why the gun should have gone off.
That's weird.
And I was like, the demon did it. And I was like, she's got a demon. I'm not afraid of ghosts. I'm afraid of ghosts. Mine are just funny. I just have ghosts that amuse me. So, Mark, there's all kinds of ghosts and demons and spirits um and stuff like that. So, um, I happen to have four ghosts. I have David, who's been with me for like 22 years. I had the female ghost that used to come visit me every Halloween, but now she's here because of my ex. But she's gotten nicer, so I can live with that. She's been coming 7 years, and then she moved in the past year, and then and the little boy is when I moved in, so 12 years, but he's very rare. And then I have the ghost dog for the past year. So I have
You got
four.
yourself a whole little family. You should never feel alone.
I
Never feel
don't
lonely.
because I'm not.
Got yourself a whole little ghost community.
Right? So, I mean, I, d- I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it'd be like to not have them at this point.
Oh, I can see the chat now.
You can see the chat now? Did you
I
have to move some things
do.
around?
Okay, sorry guys. Alex Miles, hey. Alex is awesome. Alex shows up for everything. He's on BoobTube on Wednesdays, and
Aw.
yeah, Alex is dope. He's super cool. Love you.
Well, I wish they were more like roommates and paid rent.
Oscar, they are her roommates.
But they're my companions. They're always here. I have rules for my ghosts, nothing at nighttime. They cannot
Right.
mess with me at nighttime. And generally, like Platinum stayed with me for a weekend, a long weekend, and they didn't mess with her because she's like, I respect y'all, don't fuck with me.
Yep.
Plus, Thomas slept with you and kept you company, so he
He
protected.
did. You were like, because it was funny when I first got there. You were like, or no, even before I got there, you told me on the phone. You said when you get here, you're like, Edna's older, so she's not really friendly, but she's not unfriendly. She's just kind of, in her old ways. You were like, Gigi is hyperactive and is going to drive you insane and overlove you. And then you were like, and Thomas is kind of an asshole and he's just probably not gonna, like, he's just very unsocial. So I get there. Edna was friendly. Gigi was overly excited, as you
And
said,
loving
but Thomas actually liked being around me. And
and
like I would
slept
get
with
on cam and I would have to be like, Thomas. And you were like, that is so unusual. Usually he goes outside, he's gone until whatever time, and then he comes
yeah.
back in. But he slept in the room with me, he cuddled up with me, he came, like if I left the room, he'd come looking for me. And you were like, that is so unusual. So Thomas liked me.
Yeah. He's a good
So,
boy.
which is probably another reason why your other roommates were like, okay,
Yeah.
because Thomas seems to be more of the protector. Gigi's like the socialite.
Yeah. Gigi's very loving. She wants to make sure everybody gets loved on.
I remember we were doing my VNA show, and she would go from like jumping to you, then jumping to me, then jumping to you, then jumping to me, and you were like, Gigi, we're trying to do a cam show, you gotta go sit down, go lay down. And she was just like like, show me love. And you're like, after the cam show, Gigi.
So you've been camming on Chatterbait more?
I haven't really been camming a whole lot lately. Um, I've just been really busy with a whole lot of other projects and stuff. So camming has been kind of sporadic, but I do plan on doing more camming starting today, actually, or tomorrow, actually.
Uh-huh.
Even if it's just a couple of hours a day, I want to jump on. And I feel like my boys miss me. They've been like hitting me up on Snapchat, like, when are you going live again?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But, for a while there, I was kind of, I don't know, like, wasn't feeling too well. And so I try not to get on cam if I'm not at a more jovial or like positive attitude,
Well,
because
it takes a lot of moting and a lot of energy to do well at it. You can log on, but if you're not making money, then what's the point?
well, if you jump on and you have like a bad attitude, then you kind of attract that.
Right. That's true too.
And you don't really encourage people to want to spend money if you just you're exuding this type of like, unless that's the type of show that you're doing. Like if you're doing a domination, like Ignore or
Right,
whatever,
but
like,
that's a different clientele, and they're not always going to be there.
right, that's something that you have to develop and consistently do it. It's not something you just jump on and be like, I feel like being a bitch today, so that's what I'm going to do. So, when I'm not in a good space, I don't like to jump on cam because, it takes that much more energy to try to smile and be, cheerful and inviting and sexual and fun. So, yeah, I haven't really done it. And then I've been feeling pretty good for about a week now, but then I've just been so busy because when you're in those types of moods, you don't get as much done.
Right, and so then you
So,
have to play catch up, and then you're
yeah, so then you play
exhausted.
catch up. So I'm pretty much, um, got things caught up. And so, yeah, I'm going to get back to camming. So you
Hmm.
guys can find me on Chatterbait.
I've been trying to build my following up on Chatterbait, so
On my Megamilf profile, I have like 14,000. So I'm
oh,
doing pretty
that's
good.
nice.
I only have 3 on Platinum, but I never get on Platinum. And it's so funny because when I'm on Platinum, it seems like the only thing that anybody ever wants to do is talk about what scenes I've done, or they're like, "Oh, I remember you from this." And I'm just like, that's the last thing I want to talk about when I'm on cam. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I don't mind. It depends if it brings up other memories and other things that are positive for me. It's when they bring up other girls' names, and
right, that's what I'm talking about. In other
they're
companies.
like, well, do you know so and so? And I'm like, listen, I don't know her, never met her, never worked with her, and I'm not going to talk about other models.
Right.
I will be an egomaniac here. It's all about me.
I don't even think it's being an egomaniac. I think that
No, I
it's
mean
just,
that's what I tell them because I just don't
oh,
want to focus on other girls and their and I don't want to talk about other models.
right,
It's just, and I'm not going to give them gossip or juicy details or anything about them. I'm just
right.
not going to do it. So they're minding that. And even if, I mean, and plus we're at a point in this history of our industry where there's more performers than ever. I mean,
And trying to keep up with them is impossible.
OnlyFans has 2 million. Chatterbait has probably 10,000 or so, and there's just so many that I'm just doing all I can do to get my stuff done.
Right. Word. I feel that.
And focus on what I'm doing. So what girls have come and gone, and it's just none of my business.
Right.
Like I want them to keep my name out of their mouth, I'll keep their name out of mine.
Right.
It's a mutual respect thing. So I cannot keep up with someone who was in the business 3 years ago for 2 years. I just don't care. Like they
Right.
moved on in their life. Let them.
Absolutely. I totally agree. It has
You
no
know,
relevance to what we're doing. Like what we're doing is our own solo project. And it's not that I don't work with anyone else, but that it's just a very small pool of people. Like I'll visit you and I'll work with you, but like there's not that many people that I'm going to do that for, because one, I've, like we've talked about, you've spent years establishing your brand, establishing your name, and when you link up with someone who hasn't done the same, it's almost like you're just handing fans, and you know what I mean, like you're giving them exposure. And then the other part that we've also talked about is that a lot of times those girls don't last long. So it's a waste.
Well, yeah. I can't keep on pouring energy into other people
Right.
when I have so little. I mean, my energy is limited at this point in my life. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to do it for me.
I 1000% agree with you. You
and
know, a lesson I had to learn the hard way multiple times after falling on my face and being like, okay. I mean, but now I know.
you're very good at ideas. You're very brilliant at ideas and branding and coming up with brands for other people. Like you're brilliant at it. But those people just aren't going to put the work into it like you are for yourself.
I 10,000% agree.
So that's kind of like wasted energy that you really
Completely,
it pulled back into yourself and have thrived.
which is what I'm doing.
Like
And
you
look at
really
my
thrived.
brand. Yeah. Yeah, it well see the thing is for me, the lesson that I've learned is that as long as I have the same counterparts or the same private parts as the person I'm trying to help, they still see me as competition. And so rather than them thinking that I'm helping them and trying to help them build a brand, they look at it as I'm being competitive. And as soon as somebody comes along with testosterone and a Johnson, everything goes out the window. And instantly that becomes their focus. And so, I have gotten to a point where, like you said, I work on myself. I can lead by example by simply letting them watch the example. And that's
Right.
what I'm doing, you
Yeah.
know? So lesson learned. And the thing that I feel like my big mistake was that I was dividing myself into too many parts. And when you keep cutting a piece of pizza, this pieces get smaller and smaller till eventually the pizza is just a bunch of tiny thin slices and there's really nothing to eat off of. So now I've learned to cut it into twos, threes, and fours, no more than 4 projects, and just focus on those until something gets to the point where it's self-sufficient, and then I can slide that out, replace it with something else if in fact I feel like doing that. If not, then I just keep working on those 3 and then making them even stronger until one of them is more self-sufficient. And it's working.
Well, and also, you ever and before have we had so many opportunities in this industry?
I agree.
And so just trying to figure out each one and how I can like add or like take away from what you need to be doing is a project within itself.
There's never
Like,
enough hours in a day.
yeah, like which projects am I going to concentrate on? Where should I go with the content? My look, my image, my brand. Like you've gone more mainstream because you've realized there's so much opportunity for there and it challenges you in a new way that excites you.
Right.
It re-energizes you, which I can see that energy. I can see that energy shift in you. And then yeah, I mean like I love Chatterbait because it's number 5th traffic all of porn sites. And number 50th worldwide, according to SimilarWeb.
That's interesting.
You know me in research.
For me, I stopped looking at the analytics, and I just like I would like to test Streamate out again and go back.
Yeah,
I missed a
Streamate
lot of
was like number 1,265.
okay. Yeah, I've been on Chatterbait and established a pretty decent following there under my housewife identity. Shh, don't tell them we're on cam. But and that's worked for me. So I need to be more consistent again. When I was more consistent, but like I said, like there's just not enough hours in the day.
There's not enough hours in the day. Everything takes a different amounts of energy and different energies. like editing is a whole editing process for me. And I
Yes.
can put on a movie at the same time, and I'll have to watch that movie 5 or 6 times because I'm so busy editing. I miss parts. I'm always rewinding. I'm always rewinding. I'm always rewinding because I miss so much. Because I delve into the editing part. So, um, yeah, and but I love editing, but that takes a different kind of energy and thought process.
Yeah.
Sometimes even a learning curve too. Um, and Adobe's always coming out with new things. So I'm always watching those tutorials here on YouTube. And then camming is a different energy. I love StreamMate. I always will love StreamMate, but the traffic there is not what it used to be. And so I've just like, hmm, like, and I don't know because since they've come out with ePlay and that they're really pushing that and concentrating on that and pushing the traffic there.
So ePlay is owned by StreamMate?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or did I? I don't know.
I mean, I get the gaming thing, and I even thought about it, but I'm not a gamer at this point in my life. And to build up the gaming, what do you call
The following.
the following and the skills? That's a full time job.
Well, not only that, but as a gamer, it's a lot of technology. It's all I can do at this point to set up OBS to get on cam. It's all I can do to get my mic to work or my cam to work or my cam and my mic to work. Like, just operating a regular webcam show is a lot. It's very mind intuitive. Like, you really got to be paying attention, and like when one thing doesn't work, it just is a
A
pain in
lot
the
of
butt.
problem solving.
Yeah, so then you talk about adding, the screen I mean the capture card. You got to, tie everything all into this, and then you got to have the gaming system, and just like, it's a lot. Then you got to
It
figure
sounds
out the
like a headache.
game. I don't play any games current. I can play Mario Kart. I
I'm
can play.
damn good at Tetris. That's the last video game I played.
I love Tetris. I can play Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know those other ones. I'm just. Um, mm, and it's just not something I've gotten into, I've delved into, and it's just like, I mean, with OnlyFans, which is a full time job that
Right.
I'm to be neglecting, camming, filming, editing, marketing. There's just so many things it takes
It's a
that
lot.
I cannot delve into the gaming atmosphere.
Yeah. It's for those that are already avid gamers, it's a great opportunity. For me,
Right.
I've considered it, I've thought about it. I would love to, but I'm just not there yet. Like, I have some goals set forth that if I get, XYZ accomplished, then the beginning of next year I'm going to set up my game room. I'm going to turn
Hmm.
my cam room into a cam room / game room, because it's really the same space. But I'm just not willing to invest all that money until, one, I have a better schedule. Like, my schedule does not allot for that kind of time, because when you're setting up for something like that, you think about a good 45 minutes to an hour, making sure all of the equipment is, plugged in correctly, getting logged into the game, then promoting that you're going to be live. Like, it's a lot. So for me, like, I'm not there yet. So hopefully my projects that I'm working on now will pick up more this year, and then perhaps maybe next year I may be ready to game, but one thing at a time. I like your cup.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I got this for my birthday.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
And it says,
Um, you know, since we're computers and moving, a cup with the lid
mm-hmm.
is an essential. So if you knock it over and it goes flying because a foot kicked it, then you're not as
I highly recommend a Yeti. This thing keeps your drink cold forever.
my ice. I can leave just the ice in here, but tomorrow there'll still be ice.
Really?
24 hours. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here. That's the same with the Yeti. I love it.
So, but that's not as much as for me. I just get them because of the lead.
Yeah, me too, because I will spill
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So, because with all the equipment and the cleaning, like for one time I was coming years and years ago when I drank red wine, I accidentally kicked the glass of red wine. It was a beautiful glass, and it shattered against the wall, my white wall, and then the cream carpet. So I had to clean red wine off the wall and off the carpet, which took several hours. So, yeah, that was a mood killer.
I can only imagine.
So I
Well,
was like, I need cups with lids.
yeah, for sure. I have to get going.
All
I
right.
have a very long day tomorrow. So it has been a pleasure chit chatting with you. And for everybody that's tuned in or has tuned in or may see this in the future, hello. Hi. Thank you so
Hi.
much. We
Thank
adore
you
you.
everybody for joining us. Thank you, Platinum, for joining me.
Anytime.
Mwah.
We got to do this more often. I enjoy our
Yes.
conversations. Girl talk.
Girl talk.
Girl talk.
All
All
right.
right. See you guys
Bye, love.
later.